Hi, hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be organizing my yarn stash. I wasn't originally going to make this video today. I was actually planning on doing like a crochet with me vlog. But as I was getting ready, I started doing a little tidying up in my room. But it felt like no matter how much I tidied up, my room just felt so cluttered and disorganized. A huge part of that has to do with my yarn because it's everywhere. And I just felt overwhelmed by it, but also motivated at the same time to clean my room and organize everything. So then I decided, why don't I do a video where I organize my yarn? Because that's what I felt like doing today, because I just can't keep hanging out in this space when everything is just so chaotic and cluttered and disorganized. So this looks pretty, but the rest of my room does not look this pretty. So that's why I'm doing this video today. Was not planning on it, but here I am, about to organize all my yarn. It's currently Saturday. I think it's like probably around 11 a.m. maybe 12, no, 11 a.m. at the moment. And I have today and tomorrow off because it's the weekend. I do have a few errands to run here and there, which is good because I'm probably gonna need a break from all this organizing at some point. But aside from my few errands, I'm just gonna spend the whole weekend organizing. Yeah. So my goal is to at least get rid of some yarn because I do have a lot of yarn that I don't really love as much anymore and that I realistically will never use, even though I keep holding on to it in hopes that I will use it, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna get rid of some old yarn and then I'm gonna organize my favorite yarn, and I wanna put my absolute favorite yarn on display here because that's what this shelf was made for. It was literally made for displaying my yarn, so I'm gonna do that. There's a lot to do, so I'm just gonna jump right in and start organizing some yarn. Okay, so I'm gonna start by telling you my plan that I have at the moment for organizing everything on my yarn. So currently I have a lot of my yarn stored in my closet, and a lot of that yarn is yarn that I don't love. So a lot of that hopefully I can give away. And then I have more yarn stashed in a bin under my bed. And I actually like storing it that way. I find that it's easily accessible and it's out of sight, but like really easy to access. Like the yarn in my closet is out of sight, but I will never go in there because it is so messy. So it's not even accessible. Like it's just, yeah, I forget that I have the yarn that's in my closet, but the yarn that's under my bed, even though I don't see it, it's very easily accessible. So what I'm trying to say is I want to store more of my yarn under my bed. I have 3 bins under my bed and they're ginormous bins. And one of them is filled with clothing and another one is filled with shoes and clothing and Halloween costumes. And then another one is filled with yarn. So the one that's filled with shoes and my Halloween costumes and a little bit of clothing, I want to kind of get rid of some of that stuff and empty out that bin so I can put some of the yarn that's in my closet into that bin. If that makes sense. So that's kind of the little plan that I have going on right now in my head. We'll see if I'm even able to make it happen because this all relies on the fact that I need to get rid of some stuff. So I gotta do that first. So this is some of the yarn that I already have out on my bed. This yarn used to be in my closet, but now it's here. So now I'm gonna go into my closet and get more bins of my yarn and put them on my bed. I'm gonna just kind of like put all of my yarn out on my bed here, and then I'm gonna figure out what to do with it afterwards. God! Oh shit! These are all my bins of yarn from my closet. This is it. So I think it could be worse. Yeah, I'm feeling a little regretful. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now. But that's okay. That's okay. Now I'm gonna empty out the bin under my bed and then put all my yarn in it. And then see, I don't know, I don't think I can fit all this yarn in my one bin under my bed, but we'll see. A bit of a dilemma. So back when I first started crocheting, I was making mostly plush amigurumis, and I only ever used Himalaya Dolphin Baby yarn, which is this yarn right here. For example, it's the multiple balls of yarn that you see here is all Himalaya Dolphin Baby yarn. I bought a whole bunch of it back when I was strictly just making plush amigurumis. But that was a few years ago, and at the time there weren't like as many chenille yarns on the market, but now there are a lot more chenille yarns in the market, and I've had a chance to try a few other brands, and I have realized that I like them a lot more than the Himalaya Dolphin Baby yarn. I just find with the Dolphin Baby yarn, it kind of just falls apart more, which can be a little frustrating when making amigurumis. I will say though, I did buy this yarn like years ago. Since then, they might have improved their yarn, but yeah, all the yarn that I did buy years ago, I'm not like in love with. So now I don't know if I should give it away or use it, because since it falls apart so much, it kind of stresses me out to use it, so I don't really kind of grab for it when I want to make a project. I will literally go out and buy new yarn instead of using the Dolphin Baby yarn that I already have. But yeah, so this is my dilemma. I don't know if I should try selling it to get rid of it, or if I should just try and use it. But I don't think I can make that decision right now, so I think I'm gonna hold on to it for now. But I don't know, because I have so much of it, and I feel like if I were to get rid of it, I would have so much more room for my other yarn. But I don't know. I mean, the Himalaya Dolphin Baby yarn, it does still work. For some reason, I find that some of the colors are better than the others. For some reason, I don't know why. So I don't mind using some of it, but then some of it is like not great. So yeah, but look how colorful this bin of yarn is looking right now. It's so pretty. So for now, I'm going to keep all my Himalaya Dolphin Baby yarn. And who knows, maybe I will end up using it all. I really do want to try doing that. It's just that, ooh, I just prefer other types of chenille yarn that don't fall apart every time I use it. Also, I don't think that this bin is big enough to hold all the yarn that was in my closet. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do now, because I have just filled this bin and I still have, I think, 2 more bins of yarn that I need to find somewhere to store. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to start stacking all of my favorite yarn on my shelf here. And the whole purpose of this shelf here is going to be aesthetic. It's not exactly going to be functional, it's more so aesthetic. So I want to display all of my favorite yarn on this shelf here, because when I don't see my yarn, I tend to forget about it. And I have just proved that to myself now as I've been organizing all my yarn. I have found so much yarn that I forgot I had, and I don't want that to happen anymore. I want to remember all of the pretty yarn that I have. So I'm going to be putting it on display here. So we're going to be doing that now, and I'm going to start with this package here from Hobie that I haven't even fully opened. Yeah, I'm going to open that up. A candy! Yeah, so this yarn I was super excited about when I got it, and I'm still excited about it. I just have so many other projects. Oh, I have a hair in my eye. I just have so many other projects on the go right now or in mind, and I just got distracted and totally forgot that I had this yarn. I've had it for like over a month now and I didn't even open the package fully. So, wow, I forgot I ordered this. Did I even order this? Pretty. I don't even think I ordered this. I think they gave it to me accidentally. Oh, that's a nice surprise, because it's pretty. It's currently the next day and I have officially finished organizing all of my yarn. So I'm just gonna move aside to show you what my little setup here looks like. So the way that I organized the yarn on my shelf here is I wanted to display all of my favorite yarn so that I can remember that I have it, because when I see it, I remember that I have it. And when it's stored away, I forget that I have it. So here are all of my favorite yarns, and yeah, I stacked them the way that I did just for aesthetic purposes. Like I could probably fit more yarn on my shelf here, but then I wouldn't be able to see every single yarn that I'm putting on my shelf, if that makes sense. Like if I stacked them all up, you wouldn't be able to see the ones at the back, and I wanted everything to be showing. I'm pretty happy with the way that I organized it, but what I'm most proud of is all of the yarn that's under my bed, and I'm gonna show you guys. So I'm gonna show you in a second, but I just wanna quickly mention that I think what I said last was that I was planning on emptying one of the bins under my bed and putting the yarn from my closet into said bin. But, of course, I had way too much yarn in my closet to fit in just one bin under my bed. So I actually ended up emptying the third bin under my bed so that I could fit more yarn under my bed. And yeah, it actually worked out. It was a little tricky though, because I had to find a place to put all of the clothes that was in the third bin. I wasn't planning on emptying that bin, so I had to find a place for all that clothes, but I got rid of a lot of stuff. Got rid of so much stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna show you. Okay. So here is the first bin. This one is like fully packed full of yarn. And here we go. This bin, oh, I don't know if you can see, but here we go. This bin is full of chenille yarn. So I've recently started making chenille amigurumi again. So I'm using a lot of chenille yarn, and it used to be all stored in my closet, but it was just so hard to access when it was stored that way. I wanted it to be easily accessible, so it's all in here and easily accessible when it's under my bed. And I can just pull it out whenever I need to use it. Okay, I'm just gonna push this forward, and now here is the second bin. I hope you can hear me because I'm getting further away. Okay, this is the second bin. I'm just gonna throw that up there. So all of this yarn is all of my, like all the yarn that I use to make garments, clothing, all of that stuff. There's a lot of good yarn in here. This is actually the bin that was already filled with yarn, so I didn't really have to do much with this bin right here. I did actually take some of the yarn out from this bin and put it on my shelf to put it on display, because I had a lot of really nice yarn in here. Still do, but now I have some of it on display on my shelf as well. And now I have my third bin. This bin is the one that used to have all of my clothing inside of it. I had to take out all of my clothes and find a new place for it, and then I just kind of put whatever yarn that I could fit in these first two bins here into this bin. So this bin is kind of random. I've got some cotton yarn, some chenille yarn, some crochet thread, some wool. The first 2 bins are my favorite because it's all chenille yarn and then all pretty yarn for making clothing, and then this yarn is just random. All the yarn that's in these 3 bins here and on my shelf is all yarn that I love because I ended up actually getting rid of a lot of yarn, all the yarn that I didn't like, and I'll show you that in a second, but I just want to show you a close-up of all this yarn, but I have to come get my camera. Look at all that yarn. Okay, now I'm just gonna put it away. Okay, now I'm gonna go get all the boxes full of yarn that I'm giving away. So, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so this is all the yarn that I'm giving away. I'm gonna let my sister go through it first to see if there's any yarn that she wants because she's been crocheting lately. So I'm gonna let her go through the yarn first, and then I'm gonna let my other friend who knits go through the yarn as well, and then whatever's left over, I'm going to either sell it on Facebook Marketplace or I'm gonna donate it. I'm really happy with the amount that I was able to get rid of. With all of this yarn gone, I just feel like my space just feels less cluttered, which just feels nice. I think that's pretty much everything. I do still have to clean my room a little bit, but obviously I'm not making that part of this video. I'm just organizing my yarn in this video, but I didn't just organize my yarn in real life. I actually organized my whole room, which feels so good. Oh yeah, I just remembered. I wanted to show you my closet. My closet was literally stuffed to the brim, and I managed to empty out like a lot of it. Got rid of so much stuff, of course, but now everything is just it's so much better. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so this is what it looks like right when you open the door, and it instantly looks so much better. And let's just get in here. So now I have all of my shoes stacked here. I used to have like, I don't know, I feel like maybe 8 or 10 bins full of stuff, mostly yarn, right at the back here, and it just took up this entire space. And then I had even more things stacked back there. And then I had a bunch of like pillows and actually even some stuffing pillows for my amigurumis just kind of thrown in here. I just couldn't even like walk through this space here. And now I have all my clothing, shoes, and then some beads from my beading phase back there, and it's all accessible. And then all the yarn that was in here is now in the bins under my bed, and some of it on my shelf as well. I finished organizing all of my yarn. I still have, like I was mentioning before, I still have some cleaning left to do in my room because in order to organize everything, I had to take it all out. Now it's kind of like all in its place, but there's still some things I need to clean, and now I got stuff on the floor, which I have to vacuum, and yeah, not that much, but it's not super clean yet. But everything is organized and it feels so good, and it feels really nice too because I got rid of so much, but yeah, I mean, I've mentioned all this, so I think I'm just gonna end this video here. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun watching this video, and maybe this will kind of motivate you to organize your yarn stash if it needs to be organized, but I mean, you don't have to. I didn't organize my yarn stash for years until now. But it's always good to do a little organizing here and there if you find the motivation for it. Anyways, I'm gonna go now, so bye!